Did you know that simply placing a rosary under your pillow each night can activate magical energies for your soul? According to advice from Saint Padre Pio, a symbol of spiritual strength, the rosary not only provides protection, but also holds 5 profound and surprising reasons for peace in sleep. Don't just listen, try it and feel this power. As the new day begins, you're probably used to praying for guidance from God. But did you know that even in sleep you can maintain this sacred connection? There's a powerful weapon that doesn't require mythical strength like Captain America's shield or Thor's hammer. It's the rosary. This small, seemingly simple item holds an invisible power capable of protecting and strengthening your soul. Padre Pio once said, "The rosary is the strongest weapon against temptation and danger." Keeping the rosary under your pillow each night not only protects you from negative influences, but also purifies the mind, bringing peace to your sleep. In this video, we will share 5 surprising reasons why placing a rosary under your pillow can bring you special peace and protection. Type Amen in the comments if you feel the strength of faith, and don't forget to subscribe to join us in discovering more wonderful spiritual miracles. The rosary is not merely a tool for prayer, it is a sacred gift, a powerful weapon from heaven for our souls. Keeping the rosary under the pillow each night is a simple act, yet it holds immense protective power and peace, a message that Saint Padre Pio lived by and passed down. Throughout his devoted life, he not only celebrated the Holy Mass and prayed, but also remained faithful to the rosary, as a habit passed down through generations, often keeping it within reach, under the pillow or on the bedside table. Padre Pio once emphasized, if we practice as those before us did, we will not go wrong. He believed that the rosary is the prayer of victors, as given to us by the Virgin Mary, a prayer with the power to overcome all challenges. Padre Pio prayed the rosary daily, dedicating time to connect with his faith, not only as a habit but as a symbol of spiritual strength. He often wrapped the rosary around his wrist as a spiritual shield. Once, when the monks in his room were surprised to hear Padre Pio request, "My weapon," they searched his robe and found only a rosary. Padre Pio replied, "Isn't this a weapon?" To him, the rosary was a means to confront and overcome temptation, to protect, and to instill daily faith in God. Padre Pio always guided his spiritual children to, after finishing all tasks, kneel in prayer with the rosary before the Eucharist or the cross, reminding themselves, "Lord, I love you and am sorry for the wrongs I have done." When weary, he advised taking a short rest before resuming prayer. The image of Padre Pio with the rosary in hand, from the church to the corridors, from the confessional room to moments of silence, became a symbol of deep faith. Even when he could no longer speak, a single gesture pointing to the rosary was enough to convey all things sacred, reminding us of the strength and profound presence of God in each bead of the rosary. Placing the rosary under the pillow each night as a habit not only helps us live by Saint Padre Pio's guidance, but also brings profound spiritual benefits. First, it serves as a spiritual anchor amidst the storms of life. The rosary under the pillow acts as a strong spiritual support during the quiet moments of night when the soul is vulnerable. It serves as an anchor that keeps us steady, no matter what storms life may bring. Second, it reminds you of the power of prayer. Touching the rosary at the beginning and end of the day is a small ritual, allowing us to entrust everything to God. It's a special moment to speak to Him and the Virgin Mary, offering gratitude for their daily protection and care. Each time we wake up and feel the rosary beneath our hand, it serves as a meaningful reminder to start the day with deep gratitude for God and the Virgin Mary. When praying each mystery of the rosary, we not only reflect on the events of Jesus and Mary's lives, but also absorb precious virtues like humility and faith, helping us overcome challenges in life. Each night, Padre Pio and the Capuchin friars gathered for evening prayers before ending a long day. Then, upon returning to his room, he would often continue praying the rosary in silence as a final offering of the day to God. Padre Pio even kept the rosary under his pillow as a spiritual companion, ready to provide protection and peace even as he slept. Third, it's a symbol of strong faith. The rosary under the pillow is a symbol of surrender. trusting in the intercessory love of the Virgin Mary. It is a way to entrust oneself to her protective and loving care with each night's sleep. On Wednesdays, the Rosary helps strengthen your relationship with God. This habit is not only an act of prayer, but also a way to draw closer to God through the Virgin Mary, asking her guidance, comfort, and protection. The repetition of the Hail Mary and meditation on the mysteries help us connect deeply with God and the community, immersing us in centuries-old traditions of prayer. This repetition also deepens our relationship with God and strengthens our bond with the Virgin Mary, allowing us to feel her love and guidance in every prayer. Ultimately, it brings peace to you. The Rosary beside you at night acts as an invisible shield, protecting us from evil forces. When we awaken in the dark of night, during moments of anxiety or sorrow, the Rosary offers a calming presence that dispels disturbances from the enemy, reminding us that God's peace is always present and powerful even in our weakest moments. Placing the Rosary under the pillow is not just an act of trust, but also a way to face spiritual challenges. Padre Pio encouraged us to keep this habit as a form of protection and a means to seek peace. Padre Pio once said that no matter how tired he was, he still made time for the Rosary each day. The Rosary was like a faithful companion always by his side, an indispensable weapon in the battle against temptation. May, the month dedicated to the Virgin Mary, was also a particularly special time for Padre Pio. He once said that it was a month of grace, a time when the Virgin Mary was close, embracing him with boundless love. In a letter, Padre Pio wrote, "For me, May is the month of grace. Oh, dear Mother, how much you love me." Every prayer in this month felt like a special act of gratitude to the Virgin Mary, who always accompanied and watched over him every step of his life. Padre Pio always prioritized celebrating Mass at the altar of the Virgin Mary, and the Mass for her purity was the one he offered most frequently. With deep devotion, he once shared with a spiritual daughter, "My daughter, you only need to know that the Virgin Mary is the mother of Jesus. She loves us so much that she offered her only Son to God the Father to redeem his adopted children. She is a great and priceless treasure containing within her an infinite treasure, which is the Son of God." Padre Pio often prayed to Our Lady of Pompeii and maintained the habit of praying the novena to her throughout his life. The shrine of Our Lady of Pompeii, a sacred site in southern Italy, was built thanks to the efforts of Saint Bartolo Longo, who experienced a powerful conversion and became a Dominican friar, respectfully known as Fratel Rosario, meaning Brother Rosary. After restoring an ancient image of the Virgin Mary, he built the church to place this sacred artwork on a special altar. The image of Our Lady, now known as Our Lady of Pompeii, became an inspiration and pilgrimage site for countless people. Soon, miracles and graces began to happen for those who prayed before the image of Our Lady of Pompeii. One of the first recorded miracles was the miraculous healing of Bartolo's mother. With deep gratitude, Bartolo began documenting the miracles and graces reported by those who prayed before the image, recording over 900 miracles in a short time. He also composed the novena to Our Lady of Pompeii, spreading devotion to Our Lady of the Rosary. More and more people heard about the shrine and came on pilgrimage, making it one of the largest pilgrimage sites in Italy, with over 4 million visitors each year. In 1980, Bartolo Longo was canonized by Pope John Paul II and honored as the Apostle of the Rosary. The Pope also personally visited the shrine in 1979 and again in 2003, offering prayers for world peace. The shrine of Our Lady of Pompeii continues to be a symbol of faith and hope, where people seek blessings and protection from the Virgin Mary. Padre Pio, with a special devotion to Our Lady of the Rosary of Pompeii, made numerous pilgrimages to her shrine from the age of 14, accompanied by friends and his teacher, Angelo Cavo. After his ordination, he continued to return to the shrine many times, seeing it as a place of spiritual refuge. Padre Pio always revered Bartolo Longo, the shrine's founder and a promoter of devotion to Our Lady of the Rosary. Once, Padre Pio sent Bartolo a holy card with the encouraging words, May the Virgin Mother always look upon you with maternal eyes and console you in your sufferings. Throughout his life, Padre Pio often prayed the novena to Our Lady of Pompeii whenever he needed special grace. He once wrote to Rafala Caras, one of his spiritual children, asking her to pray 3 consecutive novenas for a great grace from the Virgin. Padre Pio believed that Our Lady of Pompeii was not only the mother of Jesus, but also a source of spiritual strength, helping him endure life's challenges, especially the attacks of the devil. One night in 1964, he was so tormented by the devil that he was injured, and when the monastery superior came to his aid, Padre Pio shared that it was the Virgin Mary herself who had placed a pillow under his head, showing her protection during his moments of greatest pain. Padre Pio's love for the Virgin Mary was also evident in his daily habits. He always kept a small picture of the Virgin on his wall, praying and gazing at her with love and gratitude before meals or rest. In moments of exhaustion after hours of confession, he would look up at her, finding comfort and spiritual strength in her loving gaze. Padre Pio's closeness to the Virgin Mary deepened his relationship with Jesus. In a 1913 letter to Father Austino, he expressed, "She loves me with infinite love. She has poured such great graces into my heart that when I am in her or Jesus' presence, I cannot help but cry out, 'Where am I? Who is near me?'" For Padre Pio, the Rosary was not only a tool for prayer, but a weapon against all temptations. He always kept the Rosary near him, under his pillow, on his table, and in his pocket to give to anyone in need. He prayed the Rosary ceaselessly with fervor, believing it to be a means for people to achieve conversion and salvation. At the shrine of Our Lady of Pompeii and other places, Padre Pio encouraged people to pray with genuine devotion, connecting with the historic rosaries, harmonizing with faith and love for the Mother of God. Padre Pio was deeply moved whenever he heard the Angelus prayer, and in those moments he felt immersed in the sacred rhythm, unable to hide his passion. Even on quiet nights when someone sang a hymn to honor the Mother of God outside his window, he listened intently, clapping with emotion and exclaiming, "Bravo, bravo!" In 1959, when the pilgrim statue of Our Lady of Fatima left Portugal for Italy, Padre Pio eagerly awaited the moment he would encounter this sacred statue. At that time, he was in poor health and had been unable to celebrate Mass since May 5th, a great trial for him. He patiently waited, each night sharing meditations through a microphone so everyone in the church could hear. On the evening of August 4th, he emotionally announced, "We only have a few hours left before our mother's visit. Let us not be found empty-handed." By the morning of August 6th, despite his fatigue, he joined everyone in the church, immersed in the Virgin Mary's holy presence. As he kissed the statue, he placed his rosary in her hand, a gesture of love that brought tears to those who witnessed it. Padre Pio always saw the Virgin Mary as the path leading to Jesus. He strove to emulate her humility, living with deep modesty despite the pressures from those who sought his prayers and guidance. This humility became an inner peace, helping him face challenges from slander and disputes to sorrows. To those who came to pray with him, Padre Pio often reminded them, "Love the Virgin Mary and pray the Rosary." One day, when asked about how many times he prayed the Rosary, he humbly replied, "I have prayed 34 rosaries today." For him, the Rosary was a profound prayer, a place where he meditated on the mysteries of Calvary, Jesus' redemptive love, and his mother Mary, who endured so much suffering. Padre Pio's reverence for Our Lady of Pompeii was a special love. Even in his final days, upon receiving a bouquet of roses for the 50th anniversary of receiving the stigmata, he took one rose and asked his spiritual children to place it before the image of Our Lady at Pompeii. Miraculously, the rose did not wither but stayed fresh until Padre Pio's passing, then closed like a bud, symbolizing his eternal love for the Virgin Mary. Padre Pio led a life of prayer, and throughout his journey, the Virgin Mary was his spiritual support, helping him overcome the most challenging trials with unending faith, hope, and love. We have just explored an inspiring journey of Padre Pio's devotion to the Virgin Mary and the extraordinary power of the Rosary. This clearly shows that in the darkest moments, love and trust in the Virgin Mary, are a great source of strength that helps us overcome all challenges. Let Padre Pio's story remind us of the importance of the Rosary in life, as a sacred weapon that fortifies, protects, and brings peace. If you feel inspired, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with more meaningful content. Don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts or share how the Virgin Mary and the Rosary have impacted your life. We look forward to your stories to help spread love and faith together. Let us thank God and the Virgin Mary for accompanying us on this journey. May we always pray with love and trust, for God and the Virgin Mary will never abandon us. Amen.